Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hello.
This podcast, Delaney and I will be discussing the 8th, probably, episode of Voltron, Legendary Defender, Return to Balmera. Right? Nope, that's not right. Rebirth.
Rebirth. Yes.
Because I just uploading them to YouTube. Yeah, no, Rebirth. This is Rebirth 8. We have been going through every episode of Voltron Legendary Defender. Check us out at overlyanimated.com or subscribe to us on iTunes to get all of our podcasts on it. Spoilers for Rebirth in every episode before this. Delaney, what are your general impressions of Rebirth?
Good stuff. Allura's in charge, and she's like, okay, I'm going to inspire all these people and save the planet because I'm awesome like that. And Allura has special magical healing Altean abilities, which I'm fine with. Ancient ethereal being. That's cool. You can do that. I'm not bothered. Literal lion goddess. It's fine.
Yeah.
So my biggest, it's not a concern, it's just like, what? So, we had the other creature, and we weren't really sure what it was, but this creature seems to confirm that, like, it's, like, part animal, part machine, so, like, do we have, like, robot magic, or is it, like, she just uses the magic to make it bigger, and then, like, they do, like, weird other stuff with it? Well, they've established that the druids do experiments, so are they, like, steampunk druids? Like, they, like, give you robot attachments? Like,
I mean, it's the future, so all druids are steampunk druids, right?
I guess so. I guess that's how that works.
That is how that works, yeah.
It's, like, a really weird mixture of fantasy and sci-fi.
Yeah. You can't hear me.
Science magic.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting because they seem very mystical, with like mysticism, but at the same time, they just basically take this lizard thing, they infuse it with some energy and attach it to a robot, and this is what we get. I guess that's what they're.
I mean, maybe it might be kind of a sort of like perverse like version of the lions, kind of like maybe kind of similar to like how the lions exist. Machine to turn.
Maybe they were involved with the lion's creation. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the druids came from.
Or they're like a separate sect. Like, there's like the good ones who made like the lions, and there's like the evil people like the witch.
Yeah, maybe the druids came from Altea or something like that.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. I think this episode was pretty good. I'm so done with the Balmera. Like, okay, we've had enough. Spent like 4 episodes here. Seriously?
Yeah, it's honestly, I don't know. I was more done with Eris.
We actually spent 6, 7, 9, and 10. Yep, all on Balmera. So great job.
I just wanted to rescue the star whale. That's all I wanted, was to rescue the star whale. That's what we did. We've rescued that's what it is. Except this time the star whale doesn't die, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I do think this, once again, is an episode where we kind of like said a lot of stuff last podcast, and they kind of addressed most of it. So,
pretty much.
We said we wanted Alara to do more stuff and be awesome, and this was her biggest episode in terms of doing things.
But she did.
Yeah.
She just did more stuff. Like, geez, communes with the planet creature. Like, geez, Laura, what can't you do?
Yeah, I mean, she was in action, but she was still doing a lot of stuff. It was pretty cool.
And then we even had like the rock woman who was like, old and like had all the answers to everything. I'm like, who are you? Where did you come from?
You know what that was? That was like literally on Super Watermelon Island on Steven Universe, and then the like village elder watermelon comes out, and that was the exact same as this.
Yeah. Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. I thought that this creature, I think, is a highlight. It's
super cool. Like, okay, yeah, it's kind of dumb that it's like a salamander that has lasers everywhere, but it's also really cool.
Is this what happens when you like take a lizard and you like attach a knife to it in like I feel like that's a thing.
I guess so. No, it's like laser sharks.
Yeah, like it's like laser.
We literally got a laser shark.
Yeah,
no, it's literally what happened.
Yeah.
The fight scenes were great. I mean, they didn't really win, but
I mean, they did win. They have.
Well, Voltron didn't.
Yeah, Voltron, I guess.
Tron didn't really win. The planet won.
Kind of, yeah. So we start with like at the start the episode with the fight scene, which is like there's always like one episode a season where you do that type of thing, and they can't take it as
Right.
Voltron, and then they separate, and then they do a bunch of stuff, and then they try to fight it with Lines again, and they come back as Voltron, and
They're literally a distraction for like 10 minutes.
yeah, for like a long time. Yeah, again, we have a very focused episode on like this one plot, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess we're going into the stuff with the Walmerans in the mines and stuff like that at the same time. So one thing we said last time is like, where's Hunk's power, right? And then I guess it's not really a power, but he gets a sword activation now. Yeah, so the Voltron gets to use his weapon. So I guess that's what was happening when it was the sword in episode 3 was they took Shiro's sword into it, and like he can use his Bay whatever
Keith's.
his
Keith's.
Bayard.
It's Keith's Bayard.
Keith's Bayard.
Yeah.
Okay. From
it was Keith.
Yeah. And
Shiro doesn't have one.
Oh yeah, he still doesn't have a thing. That's right. That's interesting.
Which that's something I think what will be talked about in the finale is like we're gonna have to get his Bayard back.
Yeah, that could be interesting if that happens.
I think
in the finale, any of these last episodes, and so he gets something to do. Hunk gets to do something. He gets his moment with Shay at the end, which was, I guess, good. But
it was the sunrise. Wow.
Yeah.
Romance.
The big ship.
They didn't hold hands though.
Oh yeah, sad. But
Okay, we talk about this plan to evacuate the planet. Like, we're going to evacuate an entire race of people into a castle. Like, is the castle big enough?
Yeah, that's true. That went away pretty quickly.
Was the logistics like were the logistics of this plan actually thought out?
I mean, I guess their castle's pretty big, but yeah, we don't really have a.
It is. But...
We don't like ever really have a scale of how many.
And they're not tiny Eurasians, you know.
Yeah, true. They're not like
That's true.
1,000 mice or something on the ship, but no, these are like big rock people, and no, they can't really fit on. But yeah, we're going with that plan for a while, and it's like the Walmer gonna die, and then it's not gonna die, and whatever.
Woo! Saved it.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't have that many notes because was mostly action piece, pretty typical stuff. So let's talk about this concept of Allura. Like,
it was Allura and lasers.
Yeah, but not together, unfortunately.
that's all this episode was. Allura and lasers. Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't Allura and lasers. But...
Yeah, so let's talk about this concept of Allura, like being able to regenerate the planet, basically. I buy or sell this concept.
Spirit bit.
Yeah.
I mean, she's 10,000 years old, and she's part of like this ancient, super powerful race that we like know zero about. I can buy it. I'm okay with this. And they did talk about the ritual like 6 times before like this happened, so it seemed legit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They did like, I guess, foreshadow with the ritual, but applying the ritual to a larger scale like this is interesting.
Yes. Well, I mean, it makes sense because we just saw them take all of the quintessence from a planet, so it does make sense that Voltron, Defenders of the Universe, they have to have some sort of mechanism to give quintessence back. So like this is very much like a foil to what we saw previously. They'd have like the balance to that. Like if they can take quintessence away, but in this way they can give quintessence back.
Yeah, that is an interesting concept that we see the Zarkon taking all the quintessence from a planet, and I guess this is kind of the opposite. I don't know if that's established. That's what they're doing, but that seems like in the ballpark of it.
Well, it's also interesting because if that seems to be literally what she's doing is she's giving quintessence back. So then in that case, like, do Alteans have like excess quintessence? And then, like, can they harness quintessence? Does she maybe have other abilities? Like, is she kind of like a superhero? Like, does she have like, because the Voltron, the crew, they all have like they're good at fighting and they have guns, but like they don't really have like superhuman abilities. So it's like, of course in this case it's not really superhuman. She's Altean. Like, do Alteans have abilities that we would deem like kind of extraordinary.
Yeah, like they certainly seem like they have some sort of um, Time Lord type ability where they're like
Yeah,
special.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then even I know it has to do with the I know it's the like the sleep pod and all that stuff and the mice, but like she seems kind of comfortable with it, so they might be a telepathic race. So like I don't know.
Hmm.
That could have. I mean, they did talk.
Hmm.
It could have just been the sleep pod, but they might be telepathic. Like I don't know.
Yeah. So
She
yes,
seemed pretty comfortable with this.
right. So she can talk to the mice. That's true, and she can heal the planet, and she like taps into the computer. I don't know if that's how computers work now, or if that's a special ability.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's interesting.
yeah. It was like
Um,
what else can you?
yeah, I think a highlight for me, Alara coming down, like it's like, oh, I gotta go help the people. I won't give up on. Then, oh yeah, she also taps into the Balmera and she like speaks to it and gives a speech to the people.
Yeah,
Are you buying?
super
Are you
cool.
enjoying a leader, encouraging leader, Alara?
Yes, 100%. I'm about this. Like alert, like she's just like I mean, she's every bit, like she's brave and kind and she's just like pure of heart. She's all that stuff. So I'm about it. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Thumbs up. Yeah, and
It's good stuff. I mean, they need a leader like that. So she's a princess. That's what princesses do.
they like inspire people, and yeah, that's what
Yep, it's good stuff.
they. Yeah. So we got that. They got the hunk stuff. I guess the only thing I want to talk about is like the quality of fight. Um, that what do we think? How's this? It's kind of spread out throughout the episode, but how do you think the Voltron giant lizard thing fight is quality wise?
I think it's a very I maybe not necessarily like in mechanics and like but like it's such a gorgeous fight. Like the laser light show is just excellent. I was enjoying it. Also like the beam, I was just like flashing back so hard to to book 4 of Korra. Like I was like, "Oh, it's back." Even has its fun like whizzing terrifying laser sound when he shoots it out of his chest. So it was just pretty. I
Uh,
enjoyed it a lot.
yeah, we definitely had a lot of Vatu type or Vatu or drums.
Burn
Yeah, that type of thing.
dubstep.
Yeah, sounds for the shooting the lasers out of it. Just I don't know. The concept of like a million lasers on his arms for its two like giant tentacle arms is pretty interesting.
I kind of laughed like when he like. I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? Like you have tentacles and they're all lasers. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting stuff with that. So where we left off?
Interesting in that like
Hey, what?
well, it's interesting that they couldn't defeat him because like at first we are like, oh, how are they going to defeat this? Whatever. But it seems that she infused him with like a lot of quintessence, but that seems to actually that had that effect. They couldn't really defeat him. Like they ultimately didn't. Like the planet had to save them. So there was an interesting fight in that way. That like it did seem that the extra quintessence and maybe they might be meeting their match soon.
Yeah, because not even my final form, bro, and this thing like was too much for Voltron.
Yeah.
And they like either like develop a new power, and so
Yep.
yeah, like when they're how are they gonna ever beat Zarkon if if they can just infuse quintessence with everything and like Zarkon just like, okay, let's kill this planet and I'll be giant, and what are they gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does seem that Voltron's evolving too, though. So like maybe Voltron's like, oh, I'll level up next. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, both guys definitely kind of leveling up at
yeah.
once. It's pretty interesting.
Well, then we have like there's still like we still have to have the other abilities that because then like we have to have Shiro's Bayard and like some sort of ability, and then we have to have Pidge's and like they have to like they all of the lions have to level up.
Yeah. If we keep adding them in, I guess we could have different ways of taking on these giant monsters. Yeah. Um, Okay,
It could be like a
status.
fusion.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is already kind of a fusion, or like a Voltron's already like a fusionified version of all of them. I would say.
But like if they all of them have their weapons unlocked or whatever, then like theoretically, what if like their weapons can combine?
Yeah, that okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't thought of weapons combining their Bayards for Voltron. Kind of like yeah,
Yeah.
interesting, interesting stuff. Okay. Status update or on the show. So we kind of could go anywhere at this point. They finished their first mission or whatever. Where what do you think we're going from here?
I think we're heading to a like the first actual confrontation with Zarkon. Like I feel like that's where we have to go. Like they've been talking about him. Oh, we gotta defeat him. We gotta defeat him. We gotta defeat him. And obviously they want to save planets. But I do think that we're heading towards like the first actual encounter with him.
Yeah, I mean we
Like
probably
that has
have
to
to,
happen.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
I
will
mean,
see.
he can't just be this. They can't just keep talking about him and then them not actually face him.
I guess, yeah. I mean, we are only in first season. We don't know how many we're going with this or what's up, but it's possible we don't exactly face off with Zarkon, although I'm not sure.
Yeah, though I don't really know if I'd be satisfied with like, oh, giant monster number 3. Like I don't know if I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to probably get to Zarkon at this point. Okay. Um, Final thoughts on this episode or anything for the future episodes?
I mean, this was a great episode. I want to see more from Allura. I mean, I feel like we're gonna have to talk about this. Like, whoa, that was really cool, Allura. Can you like, what else can you do? Like, are you like a magic princess? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So some more background from Allura would be good. I agree. Yeah. Okay. That's all. Yeah, I think that's good for this one. We'll be back next one with Crystal Venom. Okay, interesting. And we will continue.
Yeah, what a name.
We'll continue on talking about Voltron here on overlyanimated.com. Stay tuned for that. Apologies for the audio on this one. Try to have this fixed for the future ones. And thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.